Sure, I just have my audio. All right, coming up on today's edition of the Art Business Mornings, again in the afternoon. So you want to be an artist or a photographer that sells? Start selling. Specifically, you want to sell your art or photography. You want to know what to do? And it seems that you ask me about how to do that all the time. All right. Get my other AirPod in here so I can get rolling. All right, well, welcome to another edition of Art Business Mornings, the show that will put you on the path to a six-figure-a-year plus art business. So despite the fact this is the afternoon, I want to talk about morning routines, okay? We all have them, all right? You run a marketing department. Part of yours is inspecting the collective inboxes, okay? For me, this includes email, but also Facebook Messenger. And, you know, I look at the Facebook ads and the comments. Nick does too on some of this stuff. And, you know, Facebook Messenger, I might add, side note, despite gross mismanagement on Facebook's part, my opinion. I was saying this to Nick earlier. We get like 100 to 150 people a day, a week, that are coming in and using Messenger. And for the uninitiated, Messenger launched with great fanfare and aplomb. Really cool. You could build bots. We went super into it, did contests, taught our customers. And then Facebook changed all the rules and messed it up because everyone was trying to use it like email. But despite the fact it's super confusing, I think it is going to come back. Anyway, to the task at hand. What I love about this show, okay, is that it affords us the opportunity to talk about things in real time. The jet takes off and we're still building the windows and everything in the air. So it's a great thing to subscribe to these things, by the way, because I'm not kidding. It is our unvarnished, unfiltered, as it happens, on the ground information on the latest that's going on for 4,400 plus customers selling and not selling. Okay. Coming up to Q4. So, yeah, so get signed up. Links in the show notes how to do that. Anyway, Messenger. I would love, this is what I get in Messenger, Nick, and you'll understand iterations of this. Okay. And I quote, and this was just this morning. I would love for you to check out my fiance's work, name deprecated, on Facebook and let us know if you can help to market her in my artwork. I am very interested in commercializing my work online. I would like to start selling my artwork and make a living off of it. I'd like to sell my photography and art, or would like to show my talent and skills, do portrait for business, families, and other types of artwork for a living. Okay, that was just Messenger this morning, okay? Now let's try Facebook comments. We run the ad. You see the ad. Ad has a beautiful image in it. The trolls say, was that done by a child? They promptly get deleted. See our earlier episode about trolls. The troll says, I'm not feeling it. Look, you hear that, troll? Phone's ringing. It's your mother, okay? She's on the line. She wants to remind you that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Also deleted. Trolls. What many others do, though, is they post images of their work on our ads looking for validations. And they will leave anywhere from 1 to like 15 different images that they've painted or sculpted or photographed looking for validation on our ads, okay? Others will post their website address saying, check me out. Immediately deleted, both cases. I appreciate the sentiment in both cases. But in both cases, both of those comments, what happens to them, Nick?
Immediate deletion.
Immediate deleting. Do you stop your
and sometimes a ban?
Honest question. Do you stop your car on the side of the freeway? Do you stop your car on the side of the freeway? Okay. Get out to that road sign. Okay. Hike over to that road sign, climb up the ladder, and post pictures of your work on someone else's billboard? No, you don't do it. You want to know why you don't do it? Because they don't get taken down and it's not effective. It's a waste of your time. So as much as it annoys you, I don't even care about the annoyance. I mean, my delete finger, I'm Billy the Kid with this thing. But I don't want you doing it anymore because this is not a good way, okay? So let's get off all of the activities that will not put you on a path to a six-figure-a-year plus art business, Nick. And let's get back to the activities that will, okay? The market. Feedback is all well and good, all right? I understand as humans, we're wired to seek it out and to be fulfilled and sustained by it. But feedback is not going to create a business, though, is it? No. Without a transaction, you will just never know. Therein lies the problem, okay? Problem comes in two parts. Part one is you have to get the transaction ASAP, as soon as possible. Part two is that you need to be set up to take the transaction, okay? Part 2 is what concerns me first. Part 1 is a much bigger problem, okay? Part 2, yes, you need a website. Yes, you need a website set up to sell art. Yes, we sell those and they are good. And no, a great many of you are not anywhere near ready for it, okay? Do I appreciate you want to sell your art? Yes, I do. So does Nick. Do I want to help you out in that endeavor? Yes, I do. So let's talk about how to do that now. And by which I mean today for some of you, in a few weeks for the rest of you, or a week and a half. What you need, PayPal or Venmo account or Square, way to take payment, cash even. You need product to sell. If you have originals, you're ready to roll. If you don't, then you need to order prints. And I mean right now. What media types should you get? Nick, cover the top 6. Just give me the top 6.
Photo paper, fine art paper, metal, acrylic, and wood.
Okay. For this exercise, pick 3 of those. Okay. Find a venue and try and sell.
Did I say canvas? I don't know if I might have missed canvas in there.
You didn't say canvas. Canvas is in there.
Canvas, very important. Sorry, that was the last one. That was the last one.
You can pick 3. And what would you really pick? Canvas, metal, maybe acrylic, maybe paper, whatever.
Yeah, if I had a 3 or 4, I would say a fine art paper, like smoother textured, right? Yep. Canvas, just one canvas, right? Yep. Not 2, not 5. One canvas, one metal, preferably white gloss, and acrylic. That's it.
Okay. So you pick these things. Small samples are fine. You don't even need the finished article if you don't want to. If you're tight on cash, you could spend around $100, between $100 and $150, and you can have your work, the final product, not the image. Not the image. What do we always say? If I hired you to sell knives door to door, would you open up a catalog and show me knives? No one's that good of a salesman. You better have that damn knife in your hand. Show me whether or not it can cut cans. Can they cut cans, Napoleon? Anyway, you get those samples in your hand, find a venue, try and sell them. Try and sell them. Can be offline anywhere, COVID permitting. If it's online, you know, see our entire show history of nothing about teaching you how to do art shows and flash sales, okay? All over the place. Get the product in your hand and go and try and sell it. Don't come in a messenger, okay? Leave us messages. I love you for those messages, but don't do it. Don't post your work on the Facebook ads, okay? Don't tell me that everyone tells you your work is awesome, okay? None of that matters, you guys. You have to take the product to market. You have to see whether or not there is a transaction. Get the transaction. Have a bunch of people that have been saying to you, your artwork is awesome. It's amazing that you'd buy it. If you had it for sale, go to them first and get the transaction, right? You have to get the transaction. Now, I'm going to give you an analogy, a tale of 2 cooks, okay? Nick and I both want to start restaurants, okay? And like all those people in Messenger, we've never started a restaurant before. I've never started a restaurant. Nick's never started a restaurant, okay? We both come up with different plans. We both execute on them. I write a business plan. I go to the bank and get a loan. I get a lease for 2 years. I buy all the restaurant equipment. I hire a staff. I decorate the restaurant. I create the menus and I open. What do you do, Nick? What do you do?
I make a dish or 2 immediately, right? So let's say if it's a taco shop, because that's the easiest way to talk about it, right? I make 30, 50 tacos and I go to some place, whether it's like the town center or a very busy office building at lunch, right? Even during COVID, people are still going to office buildings. I'm in Austin, Texas, right? Like it's still happening. All right. Like at lunchtime, people are coming downstairs and they're getting out of that building. There's foot traffic. So in other words, wherever there's foot traffic, right? And I set up and I sell these things, right? And I say, hey, this is what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on opening a taco shop or a restaurant. This is going to be one of my main dishes. I'm trying to get feedback. I'm selling these for $2 a piece, right? And I'm going to go and sell them that day. And I'm going to get direct feedback. I want to see what these people think. I want to see if they'll buy more. I want to see if they'll buy more and take them with them. I want to see if they say like, I'd love it if you were here a couple of days a week, I'd buy more of these, right? Because what if none of them sell, Pat? What if I'm giving away some free samples? What if I give away some free samples and people aren't finishing them right there on the spot, or I'm not really getting the feedback? I'm going to know right there. And guess what? Guess what happens? You know, the tale of 2, right? You went and got the lease and you did all that stuff. I found out in hours. I haven't even gotten out of the bank yet. And you already know. I already
You
know.
already know.
I'm moving on. And you know what? I might be a great chef, but you know what? They didn't like my tacos. So maybe I should move to burgers. Maybe I should move to something else. So this applies whether you're starting out or whether you're wondering what niche, you should be selling, or if your niche is not working, right? If your stuff is not selling, okay? If your stuff is not selling, like you got to get out there and try to sell it. No matter what you do, if you can't get out there and sell it, right, to your current audience or out in person where there's foot traffic, and if you're not willing to do that, you shouldn't even be starting a business. Just forget it. Just forget it, right? You got to be willing to get out there with your product and just try to sell it. You know what I mean? Like put it in front of people. You don't have to be shouting at people or anything like that. If you've got a sign and you got a good deal, you can write it. You could go to your local Michaels or Aaron Brothers, whatever it is, get a piece of poster board for like what, $1, and a Sharpie, and write what the deal is, and if you're offering a great deal, people will buy it if they want it, like
Yep.
that's just, it happens all the time. We're not talking about something that is hard to do. It's very, very easy to do. And you can do it.
Very easy.
You can do it right now. But the worst thing to do, what so many people do, and this is what we need to unpack, is they dance around the problem, right?
No. Wait. I get it. I get to it in part two. So, okay, part one.
Okay.
All my cheeky humor aside there, okay? Like, if you want to sell, you have to be fired up about how easy this is, right? In the grand scheme of like starting a business, we used the restaurant example. Like, you could invite your friends over and you could cook for them and see how fired up people are, right? And tell them to tell you honestly. In the world of art, you get the final product and you try and sell it. Nothing else matters. You don't need to Google anything. You don't need to open a bank account. You don't need to go anywhere. All you do is you put in an order and you get sales. People, that's it. That's it. Like, if I had the inclination to program the messenger bot, I would say the messenger bot, I mean, who am I kidding? This is going to happen eventually. But guys, don't get it twisted. Don't post your work on Facebook ads or in someone else's Facebook page or in a Facebook group. If you have the product and you want to sell the product, order the damn product and go and try and sell the damn product. Don't do anything else. Don't listen to anyone else. Nothing else matters.
Nothing.
Period. End of sentence. Okay, that was part two, right? Part one, which is the other big problem that I have, and it's you need to get the transaction ASAP. Okay, and I should preface this because this is so important to me, and I'm not kidding. I talk to at least 15 artists or photographers a week that are stuck in this exact boat. Okay, general rule of thumb on Nick, our art business workshops, thrice weekly. Free consulting Zoom sessions that you can join and come in and ask either Nick or I or members of my marketing team the questions. Link in the bio, link in the show notes. All you have to do is click. Zoom will send you all the reminders, whatever. It's that the rule of these things, if I get 15 questions, the rule is that these Zoom sessions follow the iceberg principle, right? Whatever questions get asked are the tiny little top, and then the whole rest of the iceberg's down below. So if 15 people are asking me that a week, I know there's actually 60 or 70 questions, okay? They range in topics, but they are all part of the same problem. They all involve worrying, mind share, stress about what happens after the piece is sold. They all have the same problem. They all come after the only part that matters. The hardest part of this entire thing is getting the sale. All the rest of the problems are easy to solve. I just took that whole load off your back. I don't care about the shipping or the frames or what printer's going to do it or whether or not you've got the work photographed for reproduction or that you don't have a bank account or you haven't figured out taxes in your town or you don't have a business name or a business license. None of that crap matters. And yet week in, week out, all I deal with is artist after a photographer that has been agonizing and or spending months and months and months, Nick, on everything that happens after the sale and never going and trying to get the sale. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong.
It's amazing how it amazes me, after 20 plus years of entrepreneurship, you know, like,
yeah,
like where, where this information like is coming from, you know? And I've spent a long time. I have spent a long time analyzing it, a long time, you know? And all I can say, you know, is that it just goes back to the inputs, you know, the information that is coming at all of us, right? And what you are allowing to sink into your mind, you know, and who you're following, who you're getting your information from, right? Yeah. And all of that, you know, versus who you are not, right? Like what you're choosing to filter out versus what you're not. And gosh, you know, if you're not careful, it's like you look at the website companies, and we're a website company. What's the irony in that? You know what I mean? Like when you're we could talk about this and we will tell you the truth, right? The website companies are so good at getting you guys to buy websites. They're so good at it. You know, there are ads everywhere. They're even on TV. They're in, Pat, they are everywhere. They're in YouTube. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. Every company, GoDaddy, Shopify, Squarespace, all of them, right? They're so good at getting you to do that. And you know what happens? A bunch of people, the vast majority, it's not even like I'll get into this stat in a second, but it's the vast majority. What do you think they do? They end up launching websites before they even have a business, before they have a product that's sellable. And that is the biggest scam.
Months of work.
Months of work. They put 50 or 100 hours into the website, right? And then the website company will say, well, you know, it's a business card, really. You don't need to make any sales from it. It's a glorified business card, right? You have to have this in this day and age to have a business, right? So here you are paying your monthly fee for a website and all this other stuff that you've spent money on, and you don't even have a product or a business, okay? That's what you've been fooled into, folks. That's what you've been fooled into. You got to work the other way around. So these things are coming at you everywhere. Buy a new camera if you're a photographer. Buy a new lens. Buy before you even have a product or a business, right? Buy a website. Buy business cards. Buy a logo. I mean, go down the list and think about all the things.
Oh, God. Don't even get me started with the logo or the business cards. Don't even get me started with those.
I know. And look at what we're saying is we're going, nope, remove all of that, you guys. Now have your radar up for all of these things trying to be sold to you, and understand that you don't need any of it. All you need is Venmo or a PayPal account or cash. Cash is fine. A check, send it to your house. Doesn't matter, right? And the product and you. That's it. That's all you need, because you can go out and sell that product right now, today, tomorrow, this weekend, and you will figure out the answer to your question, right? Whether you're just starting out as a photographer or artist trying to sell your art, or you have been at it for a while and are trying to figure out whether it will sell, you can find out, you know? Or you've got something and you want to try a new niche, right? Like a new subject matter, like you can go and do it, and you don't need anything. You don't have to upload it to your site. You don't have to do any of that. You just basically get out there and sell it, whether it's on social media, show the product, you know, and we've got a whole playbook on this on our flash sale. Or you get out in person where there is, you know, foot traffic anywhere. No one's going to stop you.
Anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, people walking out of a restaurant, like, I mean, you can partner with a restaurant. You can do a farmer's market. Like, you can do any of these things, right?
I'll be ready to go when I have 15 pieces. I just gotta work and create these 5 more pieces, because somebody told me I have to launch with 15 pieces. Who told you that? Stop!
Yeah, exactly. Stop! Exactly. So you can get out there and you can validate everything, right? You can validate anything there, and it doesn't take you time, and you don't need an investment to do it. And so you got to work the other way around. Everybody, you know, look, here's the thing. That people are, you know, companies are good at hawking their products and services at consumers in general. You know what I mean? And so it's coming at you hot and heavy everywhere. It's coming at all of us in every single way. And all it does is obfuscate the one thing that you need to do: sell your product.
Yep. Oh, doggone, it's not even working. Anyway, sorry about that. But look, it comes from a very contorted part of my heart, because you see these people spend all this time, waste all this time on this energy or effort, and it's just in vain. You don't know. You don't know. You don't need anything. There's nothing that I'm going to tell you in Messenger. There's nothing I'm going to tell you in Facebook. There's nothing that I can tell you except for this. Get the product you're trying to sell in your hot little hands and go sell it, either in person or on live video. If you can sell it, you have a business. If you can't, you need to change to a different type, a different style, a different something. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. I know there's going to be more on the subject, but these things are spur of the moment. But I hope if one person listens to this and doesn't go open a bank account and doesn't get a logo and doesn't get a business card and doesn't waste 40 hours building a website and just goes out on the street and tries to sell something today, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. It'll make me happy.
Yeah. So M. Warren Studio on Instagram is asking, is there a list of member websites you can share? A lot of small wins commenters don't include a link to their website. Yeah. So, you know, if you request a demo, one of our people on our outreach team will send you we'll give you a whole list. We've got a web page on our blog that has a whole bunch of them. If you simply Google their names, very simply, you can find them and go to their website. Lots of different ways to do it. It's all there for you.
Yeah.
So that's the easiest way to do it. You can contact them. Just ask them to post in the comments, ask them to post their websites. Any Art Storefronts members, post a link to your website if you're on Instagram or on Facebook. So at any time you can reply and just ask them.
Yep. Anyway, that's what I got. What do you have in terms of announcements?
Well, I mean, we got to talk about Q4. I mean, how can we not talk about Q4, the fourth quarter here? You know, I'm just like, my excitement is like, it's just through the roof, you know? And the reason is because hardly anybody understands, and we've been banging this drum and I've been banging this drum and I'm not going to stop, but hardly anybody in the art and photography industry understands what has happened, right? All of the demand has gone online, all of it. Yep. All the galleries that are closed in every single city and state in the United States, all the art shows are closed, right? Do you guys understand? All of that is gone. You never had a chance at selling in those, except if you did those in your local community. But if you think about it like pins on the map in the United States or in Canada or wherever you're located, right? All of those pins in every town, city, state across the country, you know, are markets, right? Where art is being sold. Art is being purchased. That's demand. That is art demand. Do you realize that all of that is now online? Okay. That's why we've been seeing Black Friday levels of sales on our customer websites throughout the entire pandemic since April, every single week, right? And records are being smashed. You know, artists and photographers on our platform that have been with us for a year, 2 years, 3 years, records are being blown out of the water and smashed, you know? And if you're on our email list, you're already seeing about it. Seeing that happen because we're announcing those things, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about it. But I'm so excited for all of you guys, because if you just understand that this is the year that you got to take this seriously, if ever, right? Like, it's starting now, but like investing in your own skill set at becoming a better online business owner, online marketer, because this is the future, right? You are running, if you are selling art as a physical product, you are running an international art gallery right now, whether you think you are or you're not. Like, up to this point, I'm telling you that you are, okay? So wrap your head around that and realize you are like a physical retail art gallery, okay? Your own, with your art, okay? You just happen to not be in physical retail, you're online, but the same things apply. You learn how to market this business, and you learn how to do it, you know, effectively and inexpensively from home, all right? And you can sell your art all over the world to people who have an emotional connection with your subject matter. Your job is to learn the requisite skills as a marketer, okay? And have a plan and a strategy, to find the people who have an emotional connection with your subject matter everywhere they are congregating on the internet, okay? That's called lead generation. You want to get them, you want to get your art in front of them, and you want to have tactics and strategies that get them back to follow you and to get onto your email list, right? This is the smartest thing that you could be doing right now, because this is the future. It's like there is no past. We all know it. You know what I mean? Like, People talk about the galleries in New York City. New York City is boarded up. Boarded up. It's called the retail apocalypse. Do you guys think that when this thing is solved, that people are going to be going back to the cities to go shop and walk the streets when, like, you know, all these places are boarded up now? Like, some people might and some people will, you know, but like the whole in-person experience of shopping has been just, I mean, it's been decimated. That's why they call it the retail apocalypse, you know? So if you're hoping for these things to just open back up and you haven't solved that problem and you're not moving on, like, you got to wake up. You got to wake up, and you should be really excited about it, you know? Just get mentally prepared, you know, for where the market has already gone and where it's going to be in the future. And most importantly, understand right now that this is going to be the biggest fourth quarter ever, okay? Wait till you see it. You are going to see articles. Just remember that I told you this. You're going to see articles that this is the biggest Black Friday ever in the history by a mile, okay? Biggest Cyber Monday, the biggest fourth quarter for all e-commerce retail ever. You know, you're going to see companies that focus on e-commerce, their stock prices will probably, you know, go through the roof, you know, after the fourth quarter is done, because people they're not understanding exactly what's going on. Now, we have the vantage point on it. You know, I mean, a lot of people are talking about this, right? We're not the only ones by far, but we've got a vantage point on it, because when we're seeing record levels of sales to the tune of 200 to 300% growth since 2019, which was a non-pandemic year, I'm sure most people that are listening to this are like, wait a minute, I would have expected more art to have sold, you know, on a platform like Art Storefronts in 2019 than 2020. It's 200 to 300% up. Okay, like we know what's going to happen. I mean, the volume is going to be through the roof. We've already staffed up, you know, like from a support standpoint, you know, for all that stuff to handle all of the fulfillment and all the things that are happening, and of course, in supporting our customers on their marketing and to make sure that they have by far the best strategy ever to capitalize on this. I mean, it couldn't be more serious, right? There couldn't be a better time for us to coach our customers and consult them on their marketing strategies. And it couldn't be a better time for all of you artists and photographers to, like, mentally wrap your head around this and say, you know what, I'm going to commit to, like, actually doing more marketing than I've ever done. You know, I'm gonna not be lazy. I'm gonna be, like, aggressive this time. I'm gonna be like proud of myself at the end. It's almost like, you know, when you go, like, and you finally get your workout routine down, and, like, you're so proud of yourself because you're like, gosh, I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. You know what I mean? I'm not being lazy anymore. You will be so proud of yourself in the end if you take advantage of this, because all the demand is there. So if you tried last year and the year before, do you realize that you're going to have 10x the opportunity that you had? 10x the opportunity that you had last year and the year before, simply because all the offline is closed. So the only place that you can buy art is online. And guess who's going to win? The ones that are doing the marketing. The ones that are doing the marketing, you know, the people that have already knew that the market was going online a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, those are the ones that are going to crush it. They're going to be, those are the ones selling hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, right? Because they're way past this stage. Like, they've got this big list, this big email list. They've got their following. They know how to build it. And so they're sitting here ready to capitalize, you know? But the next best thing that you can do is start right away.
Yeah, you know, over the course of the weekend, you know, everyone that lives in San Francisco is in the tech world in one capacity or another. Well, where I live in Orange County, everyone's in real estate, it feels like, in one capacity of real estate or not. And so I'm at a kid's birthday party this weekend, and I'm sat talked to a bunch of my buddies that are in the home building industry, and it was really funny to hear. One, they're like, I've never been busier in my entire life. Our businesses are exploding. Home sales are out of control, and they sort of specialize in these areas that are a little bit outside of the various different towns, right? And or outside of, like, the main metro areas. And it was so funny to hear him, because he's like, this is so good. He goes, do you realize, like, new land is being purchased. Everyone that's working the land, people are moving out of the various different cities, a lot out of LA, a lot of out of more congested Orange County, out of apartments, out of condos, into more space. They want more, they want offices, they want bigger bedrooms, they want backyards, none of which they had. All these malls are shopping up. He's like, all the people that sell the dishwashers. And I'm just sitting there in my head going, contemplate the increase in wall space for our business. You went from a tiny little condo to a 3 or 4 bedroom house, and you got blank white walls everywhere. What's going to happen? Where are they going to go to buy it? Where are they going to go to buy the art and the photography? To a local fair? I don't think so. And it's a new town for them. They wouldn't even know where that is, right? They're going to go to a local gallery down in town. No, it's closed. So what are they going to do? You have a perfect storm, like 1,000 different ways to Sunday. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, and the part that I love is that, you know, with the artists and photographers that are members of art storefronts that we're coaching, like, you know, you can see that when they're doing their direct marketing and they're doing it right, especially right now, it's like the bonds that they are able to form with their customers, with their followers. You know, it's like, this is a whole like new level, a new relationship, a new way that is the experience for the buyer is like 10 times better than what it otherwise was. You think that it wasn't, right? Like you think that buying in person is better because you're stuck in the way of thinking like, oh, I go to a Z gallery or I go to an art gallery, you know, where the artist isn't even there selling the work. I realize that in some cases it is the artist and photographer's gallery, right? But you get to have a relationship, you know, with that artist or photographer because they are online. They're telling you about their process, about how they do it, about their inspiration. They're taking you on the journey, and it is a phenomenal experience for a buyer. And I am a buyer, right? I follow these people. I buy their work, and it's like, man, if you haven't experienced it, you have no idea. It's like, it's the same thing. Like if you're into a couple of bands, like, or musicians or whatever, like, you know, and you can follow them and they're taking you on their journey and how they create their music and all that stuff. I mean, it is a phenomenal experience. And guess what? You don't have to leave your home. You don't have to do anything, right? It's coming right at you in the convenience of wherever you're at, and you get to be on the journey. Like I always love bringing up, you know, photographer Andy Crawford, one of our members, and look him up, guys, if you don't know who he is. And Andy's just a regular guy from Louisiana, and yet he's taken us on his journey right through the swamps of Louisiana, literally waist deep in water to take his photographs, kayaking, you know, down rivers, you know, and the bayou, and with crocodiles, you know, and it's like, you get to be a part of that and you're like, oh my goodness, like these images take on a whole new meaning. And when I hang them on my wall, you know, I'm able to talk about those things to my friends and go, do you know that this guy, like, it's a cocktail party, like conversation, right? This guy's getting in the swamps and he took that picture like waist deep. You wouldn't believe it. Like he's out there on scouting trips, like finding these things. And it's like the difference between that and just like going to art.com and like, you know, searching, right, for like what thing will look good on my wall. It's just a whole different experience that's happening. And the people that are doing it and they get it are winning.
I think you said crocodiles and you meant alligators. Gators.
Thank you.
You got the correct.
I probably said a couple of things wrong, but you get the point. The bigger point.
It's a live show.
Yeah, exactly. You guys get the message. You guys get the
salt water. The crocs go in the salt water and the fresh water. But yes. So look, there is still time, right? And this is an important piece of perspective. Like, you know, I was on with the customers today, and we had an office hours session, and you know, a bunch of them are just getting started. They don't have a ton of attention yet, right? They don't have a ton that they can market into. But you know what? They're online. They can take credit card and they can give this Q4 what for, right? Give it what for. Give it everything you got, right? Because the potential is there for it to be so staggering. And it's a perfect storm, you know? It's a perfect storm. And I go back to like, look, you own a farm, right? And you do everything you can to make that farm to produce to the best of its ability. You know, this year, you might only have one little field sorted out, right? And with a plan to do an entire 6 acres. But this year, you've got that little field. Do the best you can with that, right? Because we think the conditions on the ground, the weather, the humidity, the precipitation is going to offer these circumstances to have a banner bumper harvest crop session. I get so out of control with these analogies sometimes. I gotta take myself out back and shoot myself. All right. Any other announcements? I gotta go pick my kid up at school.
Yeah, last announcement is if you've been checking out our storefronts for a bit and you're thinking about joining, we have our summer special, which we extended, is ending tomorrow. It's actually tomorrow. It is the last day. Last day to get in. So request a demo if you're interested in learning more, getting the details, and all that type of stuff. Just click on the link in the post that you're on right now, or if you're on Instagram, it'll be a link in the bio. Or you can just go to our website. There's a request a demo button, always in the upper right-hand corner, big button there, big orange button. Click that, fill it out, let one of our team members get back to you. They're very, very busy right now. But if you're seriously interested, I would get it in right away. I'd get it in right away so they can try to get back to you. It'll have to be tomorrow at this point. But other than that, great conversation. You know what I mean? Great conversation. I hope all of you guys, I hope this motivated you to, you know, obviously we started the conversation about like just getting out there, just get your work sold, just go sell it, right? Go sell it. You're going to go try a niche, like go sell it. Stop delaying, forget all the other BS, all the things that people are trying to sell you. Just get out there and just go sell it, and make sure you have a product first before you go and do all the other things that everybody else wants you to do. That's the only thing you need to do. Yeah. And then the second thing is, please, if you've been selling your work for a while, take Q4 seriously. Take this fourth quarter seriously. You've got more opportunity than you've ever had. So get your mindset around it, right? I know sometimes it's like we're all resistant to doing the work, right? And like, oh gosh, what am I gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to put in extra hours. I got this job already. You know, what I'm trying to tell you is, if there's one time to start mentally like planning this out, carving in your extra hours, you know, mapping out your plan, this is it. There's more demand than ever before. You're gonna make more money. Like whatever your opportunity is, like you're gonna do as good as you possibly can this year. Way more than 2019 or 2018 or 2017, simply because the entire market is online. And by marketing in that market, you have a bigger opportunity than you had in previous years. So by definition, your probability of success is going to be higher than ever before. Therefore, if you put time into it, the return on investment on your time will be highest. It will be highest. So I just want to encourage all of you guys, please take it seriously. Take it really seriously. Take this one seriously. And I want to see you win.
And it starts in 2 days. So giddy up.
And it starts in 2 days. It starts in 2 days.
All right. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day. Got to be consistent with those taglines.